Hey everyone, it's Dr. Becky, Dementia Disruptor with tips, tricks, and potentially painful truths about dementia. So, thought about y'all yesterday on my way to work. My transmission decided to go out in the middle of the highway, and for a while I thought about just hopping on and doing a video as I'm sitting on the side of the highway waiting for the tow truck to come and take my car to the repair shop and all those kind of things, but I really didn't know what to say other than what the frickadoo is going on with my day. And then the more I thought about it, I thought, oh my gosh, for how much stress I was under and concern and worry and all of those things that I was going through while I was all by myself on the side of the road just trying to get to work. It dawned on me how much more stress that would be for all of you. How much more anxiety it would be if either my loved one was at home waiting for me to get back quickly, or I had my loved one in the car with memory loss. Oh my gosh, so much more stress. So, whew, buddy, this one's probably more than a one video kind of thing. But even just running errands, doing these things requires a lot of pre-planning on our part. So it can be having a card in our purse, in our wallet, in the car someplace that says, I'm with my loved one, they have dementia, that we can hand it to a tow truck driver or a police officer or someone so they're not surprised when our loved one is kind of losing their stuffing on the side of the road because they don't know what's going on, or now they're anxious because we've been sitting and they don't understand why we can't make the car go. Or it's, if we're in a smaller town, talking to the police ahead of time, letting them know, here's my license plate number. This is what's going on with my loved one. If you see us on the side of the road, we might need additional assistance, or we might just need a first responder who understands that this is not going to go the way you think it's going to go, especially if our loved one has frontotemporal or Lewy body dementia, because it can be a little more unpredictable with those and some other dementias as well. But those two are the ones who come to my mind first, of the ones who are just absolutely going to lose their minds if something like this happens. It can be having our loved one sit in the back seat and putting the child safety lock on so they're not hopping out of the car as soon as we pull over to try to get out, because now we're holding them captive in a car that doesn't work, while we're also trying to get a hold of AAA or our insurance or 911 or whoever to come and help us in this emergency in the car. So it's thinking ahead. It's having maybe a neighbor or a family member or just somebody who we trust to come and pick up our loved one while we deal with whatever car situation is going on. Having that backup plan. A lot of us do this alone because we don't want the neighbors to know. We don't need everybody in our business. Well, we need them in our business, because that way they can come and rescue our heinies if we're in that kind of situation. So just something to think ahead about. Think about where you drive. Think about what you can have in the car. Maybe you have snacks and water and things that can help keep your loved one distracted while you're sitting waiting for a tow truck. Or, luckily Department of Transportation came and at least helped me pull the car off to the, off the next exit, because it was really close, and I was really lucky on that I wasn't out in the middle of nowhere in Nevada and waiting. So I could sit in a parking lot at McDonald's, where at least I could have gone in, gotten my loved one a coffee or a drink. There's also a couple other shops there, a grocery store, where we could be walking around while I'm waiting for the tow truck to at least do some distraction. But it's just something to think about. And if you're thinking about a trip, which again is a whole nother series of videos about doing a trip, but just something to think about, because again, if I was panicked and stressed by myself, I can only imagine how much more stressed y'all would be. Think about it. Drop your ideas and comments down there, because I'm sure a lot of you have had similar situations, or maybe even worse. I don't know. Share those so we can learn from each other. As always, like, follow, share with your friends, put in comments of what you want to know, of what you've tried it has worked or went horribly wrong, and we can all empathize with you. All right, you guys have a great day. Hang in there. You're awesome. Bye.